Oh. Yeah. I installed a Wi-Fi extender because I was getting like at the very best of times 20 megabits down and no, like 8 megabits up. It looks like I'm pretty choppy. I don't know. I might just be choppy. I am feeling kind of choppy today. Yeah. It got better as time went on. Hey, Harvey. It's my cat, Harvey. Hey, come here. Come here. Hi. Hi, Harvey. Come here, buddy. Hi. He's so, he hates living in this new house. It's now April 17th. And we moved in here March 31st, and he hasn't had a day where he didn't spend most of it hiding under a blanket because it's a new house. Oh my God. A place I hadn't lived before. How terrifying. I don't get it. I was a little scared moving here too. I got to admit. I spent the first day largely under the covers, but that's because there was so much unpacking to do, and I didn't want to do it. And maybe it's the same for him, you know. It's a lot of stuff sitting around. Maybe he thinks he needs to unpack it, and he figures if he just hides under the blankets, no one will ask him to do it. I'm not going to ask you to unpack anything, you stupid idiot. There he is. Come here. Hi. Come on. Come on. He still likes to snuggle when it's just me and him. Like that, you see. So, a couple weeks ago, one of the guys from work got wind that I have a YouTube channel, and he watched a couple videos, and he told me the camera, he said, I think the camera's too close, and that it should be further away. And I don't know if he knows anything about making videos or how videos are, what makes for a good video. But he's like 20 years old. So that puts him, I mean, he knows a lot more about the new media than I do, for sure. Because, you know, I'm a lot older than that. And hi. He likes kisses. Mwah! Hey, he also likes to bite. He just bit me. He didn't quite get me, but I'm still going to mark it down in the record book as a bite. I'm going to pick him up, and he doesn't quite bite me. He told me that, like, why not stand? He was born in Canada, but he ended up moving to England and lived there for a bunch of years. So he's got this weird, like, sort of half accent. So he's like, Scott, you should have the camera further away from you. It should be further back from the camera. And you should maybe even be standing. And I'm not going to fucking stand here. I just swore. I was going to not, and I did. I'm not going to stand. It's stupid. I got a chair. You know my feelings about standing when I could be sitting. I prefer to sit because it is more comfortable. Hi. Say hi to all the people that are watching. This is a cat. He's so cool when he's in his element, but then you get him into a situation that he's not entirely comfortable with, and he's the biggest baby. Oh, I'm so scared of the new house. Oh, why did you move me from our old hellhole that we lived in? Because this here constitutes like a third of our old place, this room. That's not true. This place is 1,100 square feet. The last one was 600. So, yeah, it's almost twice as big. But there's also other elements. It's really nice having an office, man. I can record videos, live stream anytime I want without having to worry about, you know. Not that she doesn't even care. She's like, oh, cool, you're recording. Good for you. I'm like, I can't do it when you're around. It's distracting. You're going to hear what I said. And she's like, well, you're recording videos and publishing them on the internet for every person who with an internet connection to see. Why don't you want me to see it? And I'm like, because Because I don't know, because you're standing right there. It's like we stood on stage in front of 50 people and did the same thing. And it's like, yeah, well, because you're standing right there. You're cleaning the kitchen and you're listening to me. It's because, I don't know, I don't want her to see me in this weird element. So the guy that I was talking about at work, he told me, like, and you should gesticulate with your hands. He didn't say gesticulate. She said, we should be able to see your hands moving. And I was like, why? What difference does it make if you can see my hands moving? And I have heard before this that you're more persuasive if people can see your hands when you're talking and they're not just sitting at your side. So I'm just going to practice having it's weird because, like, look at how big my hands are compared to the rest of my face. I actually have very small hands. I'm a small person in general, and the hands are part of me. Always have been. Even when I was a zygote. So here we are. That's my guitar, the acoustic. Let's here we go. I don't like standing. Like, okay, here's a YouTube video with me standing. Oh, let's point it up here so you don't see my huge dick. So, like, politics is pretty weird, right? Like, you got these guys, they're like, oh, no, we got to vote for what's his name? And these guys are like, well, if you vote for what's his name, we're all dead. And, well, it's been 2 years and we're not dead, so I don't like it. I don't care for it. Okay, so obviously I'm not going to stand. I would have to perch my webcam on something a lot higher than that, a lot higher than my monitor, if I were going to stand while I record my videos. But just in terms of, like, moving my hands, or gesticulating as I like to call it, like, I see other people do it and it seems fine, but I don't get it. Well, what can I say? Homeless people. What are we going to do about them? Like, they're out there, they're living in their home, they don't have a home, they're living in tents. It's terrible. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know. This is what I do. I sit with my hands here and I talk. And I kind of move, like, if I back out a little bit more, like, I kind of move like this when I'm talking a little bit. But then you probably, like, my voice is it still coming in? Like, obviously you can hear what I'm saying, but it's pretty quiet. I could get a thing that, like, brings my microphone closer, but then you see it. I don't know, man. I guess I have a lot to learn about the new medium of recording yourself on a webcam, on a live stream, or recording things. And we're back to focus. I also look at myself when I'm talking. Is that bad? I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be practicing my gesticulation. So, like, what difference does it make? Oh, I'm shrugging my shoulders. You can see my hands up here. Oh my God, I hope that when I go to choose a thumbnail later, that this is one of the options. I guess. I don't know. So I'm about to record some videos here to upload at a later date. One of them is actually the same date. Is it? I don't know. I don't know. And I thought that try a little live stream because, oh yeah, so my router is downstairs. Unfortunately, there's no cable plug in this room. There's a cable plug in the master bedroom, and there is no, what do you call it? You know what I'm trying to say. You plug the router in, and it doesn't connect to the internet. There's only one cable outlet in the whole house that actually connects that will actually get the router to connect to the internet. And that's sucky. So it has to go downstairs. So I was getting, you know, not horrible, but like I'm paying, I have Shaw 600, which is, you know, you get 600 down and I don't know, 200 up or something. And I was getting like 20 down and 8 up at like peak times, like peak for me, as in like other people aren't bombarding. And then my wife's laptop downstairs is getting like 180 down and I don't know, like 110 up or something. And like, ugh. So I went out and bought a Wi-Fi extender. It's not perfect, obviously, because, you know, there's no like perfect middle ground that I can do, but I was getting like 60 down and 50 up, which I think is good enough to live stream, although it's not looking like it. I'm very choppy, like I said. The cat's right here. You can't see him. Here's my hand, and my hand touching him. He'll bite me. I can get him to bite me anytime I want. I'm not bragging or anything, but I can get that cat to bite me. The cat's trying to... I get the Wi-Fi extender. It's a little bit better, but is it worth $60? Plus, I had to pay... I paid like $60 for the Wi-Fi antenna adapter. It doesn't just plug in. It has a cradle, and you can plug the thing. So it comes out, and I don't think I can get it to the point where you see it. There, you can see a little bit of it there. It's got an antenna. There it is. Asus. Not anus. Asus. I don't know. Is it better if it's just pointing straight up? I don't know, man. I really don't know much about computers. There was a brief time in like the early 2000s where I knew a little bit about computers. But I really don't know that much. I know a lot more than my parents. I think one of my cat's hairs got in between my front teeth. Ever got that feeling like there's a cat hair in your front teeth? That's because there are. And I've heard that these things don't work well. You're much better off having it in the motherboard. But, I mean, this thing has an antenna. It's got like a cradle that extends out so you can put it on top of something. I also don't know how to... I'm going to look up some YouTube stuff, see if I can make it work better. Yeah. Congratulations on watching this video if you did. Nobody watched it live, but it's 5:17 a.m. where I am. And that means it's 5:17 where a lot of people are, but not most of them. And what's up with that? The guy, he told me, like, just practice. Just try using your hands when you're talking. I don't know. Maybe I move the camera facing up a little bit more. Do I want it to be, like, perfectly from, like, the same distance like this? Top of the screen, bottom of the screen, equal distance from my top of my head to my chin. I don't know, man. I also told him I'm doing comedy videos. I'm not editing my videos and, like, putting music behind them or anything. You're talk about a subject for a few minutes so that you can maybe laugh. I don't know, man. I don't see people like actually laughing when they're watching my videos. Like, I don't really laugh a lot. If I'm watching old Seinfeld clips on the internet, I'll probably laugh at some of it. If something happens, I just did it naturally. If something just happens that like I'm watching a hockey clip or something, and you know, a guy gets hit in the face with a puck and he gets knocked unconscious, yeah, I'll laugh. You know, stuff like that. If I'm driving down the street and I see like a hobo pass out and his head on the pavement, and yeah, I'll laugh. Like, oh, yeah, it was funny. But like somebody's telling a joke, I'm like, oh, that's a good joke. Oh, I get that. That's nuts. That's good. If I'm listening to a podcast and somebody says something funny, Brendan Walsh, the World Record Podcast. I don't know if it's my favorite podcast, but it's the one that makes me laugh the most. He did another podcast called The Bone Zone, and he did one called Do You Know Who Jason Segel Is, where he and Nick Thune would just call call up businesses and ask them, "Do you know who Jason Segel is?" And then, of course, either hilarity would ensue, and he makes me laugh a lot. I don't. Adam Carolla. I was laughing at him a little bit earlier. Like, ha! Oh, a funny story. And it's often like something bad happening to somebody, I guess, makes me laugh a little bit. I don't know. But like just watching watching a really funny YouTube video. I don't know how to explain that. It's like I want it to be just to the point where you can't see the wind, the wind thingy. I used to watch. I seen a few music videos in my day, not a lot, and they would have this thing in front of the microphone, and I'm like, what the hell is that? It's so that when you say "puh," the air isn't getting into the microphone. It's kind of neat. You blow into it, and nothing happens. It's like wearing a mask on your face because of the COVIDs. So that's a new way of whistling that I invented out of the side of your mouth. I invented it. Goodbye. Don't forget to, you know, eat delicious food that's good for you because it make you happier.